In order to be successful in business, we need to understand the drivers of high performance. And while there's lots of information around that idea, what I want to do is take a few minutes to explain the opposite, to try to understand what are the 5 reasons or 5 causes of people and teams underperforming. Because if we can understand the root cause of the issue, we're better equipped to be able to deal with it and bring people back to the level of performance we need from them. By far, the number one cause of underperformance is lack of clarity, where we haven't given enough information around key results areas, priorities, key performance indicators that actually dictate and spell out with absolute clarity what are their responsibilities and what good looks like. The second part of improving clarity around performance in our business is ensuring that we give feedback on a regular basis that is designed to help people understand if there is still a gap, what they need to do in order to close that gap. According to a recent article in Forbes magazine, they claim that 90% of people don't really understand what their expectations are. The number 2 reason for underperformance is lack of knowledge. Now, that doesn't mean we need to send people off on a training course all of the time. One of the most valuable ways in which a leader can engage with their team is by providing mentoring and coaching, giving that advice, leaning in, understanding what their challenges are, and coaching them to achieve everything that they're wanting to achieve. Number 3 reason for underperformance is lack of resources. People don't have the time, the money, the budget, the headcount, the technology in order to be successful. Too often, there are claims about, I just don't have enough time to get things done. Underlying that is often a priority issue. We're then sometimes focused on the right things, and that comes back to clarity as well. Number 4 reason for underperformance is lack of motivation. That can also relate to priorities, but it can be impacted by the culture of a team, the composition of the team in which they're functioning, but also we can lose motivation when we're distracted by external things. And it might be health issues, problems at home, financial stressors. Now, that may not necessarily be our primary responsibility as a leader to address those issues, but by understanding what they are, we can be a supportive and empathetic leader and understand the issues, but still, with experience, manage the conversation to bring things back where they need to be while they're in the workplace. So before we tackle the last one, I just want to re-emphasize that I believe that everybody wants to be successful. And as an effective and empathetic leader, the more I can understand that is holding my team back or individuals in my team back, the better equipped I am in order to be able to address those issues and help them close the gap between where they are now and where they want to be in order to be successful. Because let's face it, if we can make the individuals in our team successful, we're going to be more successful ourselves. So it's important to understand this framework so that we can deal with it. But let's say there's an underperforming member of our team, and we've dealt with clarity, we've dealt with knowledge, we've dealt with resources, we've looked at motivation, and there's still an issue. So that comes to the 5th reason for underperformance, and that's lack of capability. So what that is telling us is that in this instance, we've made the wrong hire. We've employed someone with all the support in the world, they're not really going to be able to deliver what we need of them. So then we have a different conversation about, are we going to reallocate them in the business, or is this a situation where we need to let them go? Now, the challenge around understanding underperformance is that if someone is underperforming because of lack of clarity, whose fault's that? And I think you should be aware enough that it's our responsibility as a leader to provide clarity. What about if they're underperforming from lack of knowledge or lack of resources or lack of motivation? Again, that reflects back on us. It's our responsibility to provide an environment in which people can thrive and be successful. So understanding what drives underperformance or corrects underperformance is really helpful in starting to engage and be more involved with our team and help them be successful too.